everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Zintle Myoli and I am here with my wonderful guest
Zukhanye, also known as, well, my handle is ZKNY, Zukhanye on my socials, Instagram and
Everything.
Instagram.
And today you are watching Evergreen and
Ever-growing.
So today I am introducing my new series called F is for Phenomenal. It's basically me calling all the people that I like to watch or would like to talk to on social media, and I get to know them through the things that they love, through the things that they keep. So that's why I have Zukhanye here. He has gathered some of his favorite things or things that remind him of past,
some sentimental
items, and that is what we will be talking about today. It's basically just getting to know who Zukhanye really is outside of social media. So stay tuned for that. It should be fun. So Zukhanye, what will your first item for us
Oh
be
my
today?
goodness, my first item is one of my childhood
A photo album.
photo albums. And this album is like a segment of my childhood. It represents a lot of memories, a lot of
Good times.
a lot of good times, yes. When I was so carefree, so innocent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it reminds you where you want to go sometimes when times are tough.
Sometimes are tough. I always go back to, I love photographs. I love, oh my goodness, this is one of my favorite pictures.
Yeah. Tell us about it.
See, I'm telling you, flowers, flower child, betuna, all of that lovely stuff. So when I look at this picture, I'm always reminded of how joyful and, yes, sometimes I'm envious of my younger self.
Yeah.
Because I used to be so, not that I'm not joyful anymore.
Carefree.
Yeah, I used to be carefree. I used to be umdana, innocent.
Yeah.
I had no restrictions. I was fully myself.
How have you changed? How much have you changed from who you were?
First of all,
obviously you're a child, but what is it in you that has changed so much from who you were?
So much has changed because you grow up and you actually realize, damn, I am different.
Yeah.
And different, we all know queer. I'm black, second of all. And those two things come with a lot of, mentally, you know, there's going to be spaces that you don't belong in. There's going to be groups or people that do not approve of you. So before you find yourself and before you learn to love yourself, you will try to you will try to alter certain aspects of yourself to fit into the crowd. So whenever I look at this little boy, I'm like, listen, I am going to reconnect with you and I am going to I want to fulfill all of your desires. Yeah, because this boy was so joyful and so
yeah.
I always, when I feel down, when I feel demotivated, I always go back to my childhood pictures and I'm instantly reminded by that is what I go back. I want to revisit. That is what I want to morph into.
Yeah. Actually, sorry, my love.
Yeah.
Not to cut you, actually, talking about carefree. Yeah. I saw a picture of yourself, Apa.
Oh, go see him. Let's see.
I saw this carefree, beautiful, dancing honey. Oh my god, why can't I find it? Okay, we're gonna find it.
Guys.
We're gonna find it. So long, talk to me about who this is.
This is my mommy. Wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my mom and this woman, wow. Words fail me actually, but yeah, this woman, we have been through some things, you know. nothing hectic with. We are when ukula and you're a teenager, and especially in my case, I was queer, and my mother is from, you know, she's a 60s child, and conservative obutile. So it took a lot for us to get to where we are now.
Yes.
Which when I always look at her now, I'm like, I wish you were like that when I was in high school, you know. But yeah.
What were, not to cut you, sorry.
Yeah.
What were the difficulties, if you don't mind sharing, with
I know, I don't,
with the relationship?
First of all, she's a Libra, and she is very. She grew up as a tomboy, so communication is very stubborn, number one, and communication is not one of her best traits. So me being Zukhanye, I'm very fragile, I'm very sentimental, I'm very everything you can think of that is sensitive, yes, and you know, but I have this front, don't mess with me, so
yeah.
but okay, I'm very sensitive, so I've had to communicate that now. Listen, when you reprimand me, soon shout, speak to me like an adult.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can't be telling, I'll get you from get-go. If now you're gonna start scolding me, oh yeah, you're making everything, you're blowing everything out of proportion. And as I said, she was, or maybe so, as I don't know, a bit conservative. So there were undertones that were homophobic, so yeah, there's been a drastic change now, and I can see the remorse. I can literally see the remorse now. It still eats her up now. That is what happened, but it is what it is. I prayed about it. I still pray about it. We are at a very beautiful place now, but yeah.
You speak about being carefree.
Yeah.
Has that, in your childhood, has that molded maybe some of your resistance towards being carefree now, or has it just I mean, because you do speak like you're not as carefree as you like it.
I'm
is it maybe outside in terms of society, or is it something that started at home, if you don't mind sharing?
I don't know exactly if it started at home, but I am for sure not as as liberated as I was as a child, you know, because before I knew but I was queer, I used to hear about that. You always told about when you are different, when you are this, and you're like, what are you talking about? So I'm definitely not as carefree as I used to be then, but I'm still striving towards that, you know. Yeah, I'm still striving towards that.
Okay, I like that.
This is getting quite
deep. Okay, I like that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So we've got
my goodness.
We've got the carefree little boy, Zukhanye. It's written dance club at the back.
Goodness me.
So where were you here?
This is my childhood friend Atando, who I am I'm still in contact with her. But Sasikwi, I don't remember. So and
do you still dance? Do you still dance?
So I've had 2 knee injuries, so
do you still groove?
I still groove, but I'm not
talking about heavy dancing.
Yeah, but I'm so groovy. But it was always us. Dance floor city.
Yeah.
So it was we were always the center of attention, and city we were like a tag team. So the carefree Zukhanye I was talking about, this is him in full effect.
Yeah.
This is literally him. And Kokwabaman, her people, her family, whenever they had functions up, it always felt like a safe haven. It always felt like, okay, I feel appreciated. Not that I didn't, but
because you did say that you weren't really.
Yeah, but we are 2 different families. We don't drink that much. So, and then Kokwabut was like, yeah, you party. Yeah. Let's have fun. Life is about living. It's just about letting go. And Kokwabut, every celebration, everything was by celebration. So yeah, this picture represents that.
So in future, you you're keeping this little boy with you.
Absolutely.
You're taking this little boy with you.
Absolutely.
And you morphing him into
I'm morphing to become him again. I want to become him again.
So this is not just going to end on this YouTube channel because we have realized that this is who you love.
This is the essence.
And this is who
this
you
is
miss.
the essence of Zukhanye. This is literally the essence of Zukhanye. So I'm still trying to meet him. I'm halfway. I think I'm halfway.
But also you can't live in the past of trying to, you know, always being umdala ngoku, but also just always try to, as you say, walk in the essence of who you were. Don't forget who you were, but also just try to remember umdala ngoku.
Yeah.
And you will have parts of him, just have parts of him, and don't lose who he was to you.
That's a great
so that
point.
you don't forget.
That's a really great point.
Okay. That's it. That's him.
Enough pictures there.
We will move on to your next item. Item number 2.
My second item is
Oh, can I get a glass of wine?
Sana. Bevim, Daniel.
Bevim, Daniel.
This is my second item. This is quite an old English grammar guidebook. Before Leye to see as red and yellow. Remember the one you used to use in high school?
Yes.
Before that one, this is very old, beautiful, graceful, young, who was my neighbor, yabo, and Safika Makriza Pana, Dakula Pam Komakriza.
That's her name. That's what you call her.
Simbiz Makriza, and Simbiz Makriza, but now I'm like Ethel Babsi. And she, in her days, used to be a teacher and a principal. So she had an educational background. So I remember Ndandi's Obala. I don't know, I think grade 10. I'm not sure. And then the modern English guide that we used to use. So Makriza into English just so I can brush up my grammar for the test that I was going to write. And she had this. And ironically, but I kept it because I think it was a year after that Makriza passed away. Makriza, unfortunately.
Oh yes.
And I didn't attend the funeral.
Why not?
I didn't attend the funeral because, to make an excuse, I was studying or something, but the honest truth is I wasn't ready to let her go.
Yeah.
Because ndikhule phambi kwakhe uMagriza, and she had to step in sometimes when my mother wasn't around.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a difficult child, no, but being a single parent, you need all the help you can get sometimes. So I keep this gogo nam because I feel like I still have a piece of uMagriza. So this represents her. Bana, you know what? I didn't go to the funeral, but this is the closure
that
and,
you get.
And izenzele yona mna bana. This I still keep.
You'll always have her.
I always have her with me, and she will see me ngokundikhula.
So she's one of the people that
very instrumental in my
believed in you.
And she was very instrumental in my
upbringing.
And
also the
growth.
things that you were influenced to do in your life.
Yes. And uMagriza, umama was like sort of conservative. uMagriza, she saw me, you know, and kwakungekho nto mani ingako, but she was very instrumental in my development as umntana.
So this is your way of always just
keeping her with
Ethel.
me. Ethel.
That's
wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you to Ethel Basma.
Oh, Ethel.
Okay. Let's look into your third item.
Okay.
This is getting quite sentimental.
It is. That is me. I'm sentimental. I'm very emotional. You know,
I'm holding back tears.
I'm a Capricorn, guys. We present ourselves as Why couldn't understand that into astrology lately? But
And this is the second time you're mentioning astrology.
but we present ourselves as a bantu who are very tough and but that is just a defense mechanism.
Yeah. Right.
So i-defense yethu leyo sizenza abantu abaqinileyo when internally we are sponges.
Yeah. Do you care to let go of always just coming across as tough? Because I think sometimes when you come across as tough, people will always just
preconceived notions.
Also just rely on you to always
be the one.
Also sometimes you just want to be seen as, you know what, also I have my own things. I'm also quite sensitive. I also want to be viewed in a certain way. Do you think that might get in your way of other things, let's say, i.e. relationships?
Firstly, I've never concealed my sensitivity or my fragility. I've always been upfront with that. But phambili is because I've had to fend for myself, you know, and you need to have some thick skin, being queer and black, to be able to navigate so South Africa mandicho. But I've never really concealed my fragility and how soft and how sensitive I am.
Yeah,
I've never really known. Actually, that is what drives my becoming or my development of being an artist.
Yes.
You know, because I always want to revisit those fragments of my childhood and tap into that sensitivity.
Yeah.
So,
does it help you to be more creative in terms of your artistry?
It does. It really does. I think it does. But most of it is just looking around me. I mean, I hope I'm not digressing, but I was raised by women, you know. I was raised by my mom and her sisters, and when I tell you that as was a solid sisterhood, my sisters, takeaways from my experiences and maybe my fantasies as well. So yeah, I hope I didn't digress. No. But my third item is very basic. Zirula is, and I know Irula. But these represent my late aunt, my mother's sister, and that woman. She was my mother, like my second mother. So Zirula represents her hustle. And listen, Zikulele New Bright, part of my childhood, and New Bright, and everything was lovely. Carefree, yeah. But Umakazi was such a hustler. Listen,
okay.
And
I was great confused. I'm just
like she had ispaza sake. Sometimes she'd sell beer. I'm not condoning that. But she would sell almost anything. And as a phone, like public phones back in the day, but that £2 phone. She used to fry fish. I think new bright most things fish
yeah.
Fish. I don't like fish anymore. I don't like. I've had enough of it, and I'm like, Yente is underwhelming. I don't like this because fish. I know that. Is fish, yes.
Okay.
Fish. So I had like a full batch of Ezra and every kind you can think of.
Yeah.
Because she also used to sell everything, stationery, spaza, younger London. She used to like sell now. So I remember I got this from her. For a school win. And weirdly enough, no, that's when I won throughout my school career. Makazi passed away now.
Okay.
So that's why this is very sentimental as well. I'm like, I'm also, I know it's busy hasta because in Dinabo, it would definitely maybe a bit of laziness, but when I'm passionate about something,
you go for it.
Listen, I'm on 10. So
I think I've seen that on your Twitter, honey.
I'm on 10. So when I look at Ezirula, I'm like, okay, Makazi, that's the type of hustle and ambition I want. I'm very ambition, to Shakespeare, so I know ambition.
You don't want ambition to be your greed.
So in her case, when she was a hustler.
Ambitious to be.
And when in her case, she was a hustler and but she never did it for the money actually. Because serious money, but because she just wanted to make it. She was a great cook, so she would just want to feed Tina and the feast be mind. Christmas, she's the resident cook.
Yeah.
Easter, so all of that as a Landoyanza was just to that was her love language.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a beautiful woman.
Everything is so sweet and kind and sensitive. I like that about you. You know what? This is the first time I'm actually meeting you face to face. The people that I do call here, you are my first guest. And I think the people that I do call here, I call them over because I like the people that they are on social media and the things that they represent and the things that they stand for. So I'm so surprised.
You didn't expect that?
I mean,
I'm quite a fighter on that other.
I really didn't expect it to be so
emotional.
Yeah, not necessarily emotional, but it's also just teaching me
You're getting more insights
on who you are, and I love that. I know how to treat you. I know what you like, and yeah, I enjoy that. Okay, so Zukhanye,
hi.
Tell us about your fourth item.
My fourth item is this little letter. This little letter I got last year, I think. And this is my acceptance letter at where I am studying now. And this also, so represent, because this represents my my part of my dreams. I won't say my only dream because I still have other avenues that I want to explore and venture into. So this is part of my dreams. It's very important, a very integral one, but this represents that. And I got this letter last year, and it's a very funny story how I applied.
Have you always known that you were going
let me
to
get
be
into that.
Filming?
Let me get into that because I never knew anything about filmmaking. I never knew I want to study guys, go shoot, I'm so sorry. Shoot, I don't want to study anything motion picture related because I never knew how to articulate that. I knew, but I'm a very visual child. I have a really good eye for detail and everything you can think of that makes a filmmaker. But I just didn't know how to articulate that as a child, which led to me. I was very done in that direction in terms of applying for tertiary education.
So
So it led to a lot of disappointments, and I'm not one who takes disappointment very well, which also resulted in like a very deep dark.
So
place.
Sorry to not cut you.
Yeah.
What you were in, obviously you went from high school, so you didn't directly go from high school
to after.
No. There's
something happened.
Was it disappointment that led you to after?
No. It was, I like saying it was like a reckoning, an awakening.
This is what you
should be doing. Because I remember after did come to my high school and they did a presentation to do one of how schools, these private institutions come to high school and they present, and then in hopes of getting, in matrics and I watched from like and I don't know much about after, but I do know about the intuition.
Yeah.
And so I never really went to their station, but it was like that presentation planted a seed.
This could be something.
This could be something. This could be something. This could be something. But
what was the point? What was the awakening, as you call it in your life?
Yeah.
What was that part? What happened that really woke after
like any other South African youth? I applied to almost every institution, you know, and I knew Max Zambai would do these are subpar marks, right? As go wonderful, but they were enough for me. And I knew that was our Pumazinchian. So I applied everywhere, applied, and it was just constant rejection. Rejection. Literally, my emails were sorry to inform you, or Ngcwayi, you know.
That's it,
and again. And yo, this is like the second time, no, but last year, because I knew last year, okay, in matric, didn't get an idea, and then applied.
Wow.
I had done the sense and didn't get realistic at all. But last year, I knew by man, I know what I qualify for now. I know what requirements I meet, so I should. But it was the same story again. And I remember I was at my cousin's house. She just bought a new house, and does it, what's going on? You know what? Let me go on my phone. And when I tell you, it was like something possessed me. And I went to After's website. And listen, I was laughing the whole time. What are you doing? Why are you so ambitious? I planned an application within a few minutes.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, the following week, I got an email, man. Congratulations.
Accepted.
I was like, what is going on? To my mother. So after. So I had to explain that, but listen, this
is my calling.
This is my calling.
This is what I'm made for.
This is me. So I literally had that awakening. It was like I was compelled to introspect. Before I went, I had that conversation with my mom. I had to disbooze about which was just like that on its own was so hard.
Yeah.
You know, I had to admit to myself that you wasted your time.
Yeah.
You know, and I want to cry and blame people. No, that was on me. So I had to accept that. Now admit food to Kumbana. Actually, I'm good. The being a content I had to experience that
in order
to get here. Yeah. And you know, a bitch is doing well now. So I'm good. I'm really good now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good story. That's a good story.
It's been through some times now. So
that's a good story. You're good now.
I'm good. Listen,
good. I think sometimes when you do, you know what? Not everyone gets to follow their passion, because also we need to think that.
And also, sorry to cut you off, but choosing your passion is a risk on its own, especially in this country. So, we choose our passion, yes, but I am going to work 10-20 times as hard, you know, it's because I'm not gonna venture into a position where I'm guaranteed a salary every month. I have to constantly prove myself. So,
and also I just want to say, it's not everyone that gets to have that awakening. It's not everyone that gets to have that journey.
I always say this.
Into after, because a lot of people and a lot of kids still in high school, because we so rushed to grade 12 to now choose a career, from career to
also Nabazali who want you to study traditional things like law and
also
all of that stuff
because of what they know,
they want
and their security, of course. But I think it's so wonderful that even though you went through this rejection, you were able to find your calling and what was true to you, and also live through that and live that out. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay, so we are finally almost done. So if you wanna leave, please don't leave. We've finally and if you gotten this far, that means that you are interested. And if you are as interested as me to learn what Zukhanye's item, fifth item is, then hope he'll show us.
And I saved the best.
Will you show us
for
the
last
fifth item?
I was like Zintle. Okay, I just want to make a quick disclaimer. Listen, I don't in any way, shape or form condone pirating. Guys, please. I just need to make money.
After you go, what are you showing us?
I represent. You represent. English, my I present
He
to
represents
you. Listen,
to us.
listen, I present to you my childhood. This is my childhood. This is literally my, let's say, a good.
Man, you know what?
Almost
I can't judge
everything,
you.
almost everything Andy present layer up was my childhood. This is like a good, like 70%.
You're a 90s kid.
All right, no,
Right.
I'm a early 2000. So 90s. So this is my childhood, literally. You know what?
May I see that?
Pre 208 or 209, DSTV was still a luxury, you know.
Yeah.
So sasiba ne-DVD guys, uyazibana uzawufaka i-CD okanye i-DVD ubukele ifilimu yakho.
Camp Rock. Yeah.
So at the time, my mother didn't have a permanent job. We had just, but my mother and I came to PE to literally start afresh. And she wasn't permanent at her job at the time.
Yeah.
So we didn't have the money to be splurging on DSTV. We had the decoder, which my uncle paid for premium, but so like I was sharing a decoder. So my mother was like, nah, I have to be savvy and doing it. So I get DVD.
And you
DVD.
This was before you knew that filming was your calling.
Literally before. If you get last year, I'm not buy money. But anyway, so like I said, we had DVDs galore, and we had Sas's Ginger Kenazo, the like DVDs. There's a silver. Okay, my mom is, she's stacking up now. So say film to like your low budget films, and I was invested.
You were invested.
I
You got quite a bit.
Invested. Listen,
You got quite a bit.
Even my music taste, I think, stems from both my late uncle used to have a collection. So the coolest way basically. I want the soul ballads collection.
Let me see
so
that.
this is the second disc. It's a 2-disc DVD. So like I said, just to repeat myself, so this is what I grew up on, even though I'm quite young, but I'm listen,
you
cultured.
are cultured.
I'm cultured. So
Kenny Rogers,
so guys, before you, like I said, DSTV was a luxury back then. So I had all the TKZ. What is this? So I had all of that, and Dandiya's ban and weekends. I wasn't I'm still a homebody now. So I banned him with my snacks and Nala DVD and these DVDs. Now go Camp Rock. So
may I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think the movies or the music that you listen to influenced your creativity, or
it did. Music is very,
how did it influence?
It's very dear to me, you know, because I'm always captivated by the lyricism and then the vocals and the lyrics, as we know, tell the story, you know, and that on its own is very, it informs my storytelling as Zukhanye and what I aim to develop of myself. So I grew up going through that place, really good music, and I always had an ear. But my lengoma iti lengoma, and I take certain fragments of that. So nangoku, whenever I listen to music, I'm big on the vocals and but the lyricism. What are you telling me? You know, because I always say, I love watching The Voice. That's like my favorite singing show, and what they always say most is our judges banner, and usually Jennifer, and she's like, you know, so as I said, I really love The Voice. That's like my favorite is it a competition show? So I think what Jennifer Hudson said before, and I'm gonna paraphrase Apabana, you need to live lento oyiculayo.
Yeah.
You're not just standing on a pole or on a mic with a straight face singing, oh, I'm so heartbroken. You have to live it, literally. And I study filmmaking now, and I work with actors, and now I study live performance this semester. So I know all about living lendo uyifundayo. So that does inform my storytelling. It really does inform my storytelling, because Okay, now I'm lost. Now I'm blank.
It informs your storytelling.
Now I'm blank.
Also,
Sorry.
your upbringing is
My
also
upbringing,
very
it's tied.
pivotal to.
Yeah. You have Lorna Waye carefree, and then you have Lorna still trying to meet Lowo, and then there's also a musical side to it, and then now film, and then performing, which on its own Nile was back then even. So it's like I'm trying to connect all of these aspects to just become this wholesome Zukhanye Lona ndithi ndifuna ubango, yeah. So music on its own, I used to sing in the school choir from grade 3 to grade 7. So I have quite a bit of knowledge on music and singing, conviction, displaying conviction, you know. Yeah. So that's very important to me. So yeah, this is my childhood today.
Okay.
This is what. Am I making sense? I hope I'm taking
you. Are making sense. You are making sense, and if you weren't, I would not be listening to you. That means that I would not be making sense.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Zukhanye.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. She's such a lovely host, you guys. So lovely.
Thank you for coming on F is for Phenomenal, and
thank you for being so accommodating.
Thank you.
Because I'm not one who spills easily
the
like
tea.
that. I don't. I'm quite.
Today you spilled the tea, honey.
Today I gave you some.
You gave me some tea. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you guys. Yeah,
no.
Nothing. No.
Your last word to the carefree boy and the carefree man that you're trying to be.
Oh, now you're making me think. You know what? I don't like, as much as I give a lot of advice, I don't think I'm good at taking it or applying it. To yourself. So, to myself, Napina, in any Nanjanina. So, I've grown to learn one thing about myself, that I'm not a planner and I'm not one who goes by the books. And it's took me quite a lot of, like I said, disappointments going back to that, knowing, man, hey, this is not you. So, I let things happen organically now. I will say though, Bana, like I said, I was raised by a sisterhood, period. So those are the things, like feminism and all of that, that period, that was literally instilled in me. But we are cool about, hey, feminism, what does this mean? We want to make sense and we want to be conscious. But when you actually go back to the root of you, like, this is what I have been taught my entire life. So I will say, am I not digressing?
You are, but I want you to.
But you want me to get to that? So yeah, I will say to Zukhanye.
Let's talk about the
Zukhanye now that you're doing okay, more than okay actually, because we have traveled the sisterhood of Ongo, but you are doing more than okay. You are. I always looked for direction in Women Bam because I was a very anxious child, and now I see that direction, and it's not the direction any.
Yeah.
You know, and okay, now finally kuyakhanya. Like igama lami, I've always told bana igama lakho. Ubeli igama lakho. And I finally see it now, and it's what I strive for. Hence, I really love my name. So
you're walking in it.
I'm walking in that light, Ngoku, and kuyakhanya man ndiyabona, no, you're doing well. You're doing well, but I also am grateful for the people who contributed to my childhood and my upbringing, because they are very instrumental in my growth, in my development, in my decision making, in how I'm now morphing into an adult. So yeah, I have is our takeaways, and this has Bambile.
Okay.
This is Bambile. I hope it
Okay. Okay, that is the last word from Zukhanye. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Evergreen and ever-growing.
Evergreen and ever-growing. Don't you dare forget.
Don't you dare forget.
Okay, so that is it from
That's
me
it.
and
Command Glad Channel.
Yes. Please tune in again next week. We will have someone else on F is for Phenomenal. We'll be getting to know someone else's story. Zukhanye, I enjoyed your story.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed yours. That's why I like this channel. I remember when you introduced your channel, Fika. And the sentimental story behind that title.
And then I cried because I cry. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
From Evergreen and
Ever-growing.
That's it.
Ever-growing. Bye.